Hello and welcome to 44FattoFit. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm super excited to share with you my weight loss transformation on this channel. In fact, I've challenged myself to a 20-week weight loss challenge that I'm not 100% sure that I'll succeed, but I'm going to 100% say that I'm going to give it a go. Now, the good news is the very first week is already in the books, and I'm happy to report that I lost a whopping 3 pounds. I know that's not a lot, but it's a start. Before I dive into what happened in my very first week that led to me losing 3 pounds, I want to give you a brief background of myself. I'm 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 207 pounds a week ago, and I'm 44 years young. Hence 44FattoFit. Based on my weight, I'm actually categorized as obese. Now, that means I have a lot of pounds to work with. And here's a photo of myself at 207 pounds. Now that we've got that out of the way, my goal in these 20 weeks is to lose 30 pounds. And I feel that it's reasonable and attainable goal. 30 pounds, lose 30 pounds in 20 weeks. In order for me to do that, my plan of attack is to focus on 3 main areas. One is my diet, really having a balanced diet, and making sure that I'm counting calories. So it's something that's nothing new. It's calorie in, calorie out. Second, we'll supplement my diet with some exercise. And then finally, we're going to focus on paying attention to our sleep, because getting adequate sleep means giving us or giving me the best chance for consistency. With that said, let's take a look at what transpired in my very first week that allowed me to lose 3 pounds.
As you can see, my workout in week 1 was very basic and simple. In fact, it's an ideal routine for me in many ways, actually. Each morning, I would wake up and go for a nice 10 to 12 minute jog on the treadmill. I average at a very modest pace of 5 miles per hour, but it's plenty for me right now, and it gives me a nice sweat at the end. I follow that up with a 10-minute stretch to make sure I loosen up my muscles. After that, I feel refreshed and ready to tackle the day. As I wind down the day though, I would normally go for a 25 to 30 minute walk on the treadmill each night, generally an hour or so after dinner. It's sort of like a cool down process where I try to end the day on a high note. This workout routine had me averaging about 350 to 400 calories burned each day. Just the perfect complement to my dietary goal of 1800 calories a day. Speaking about calories, let's take a look at my overall numbers for the week. So what we have here is a simple Excel spreadsheet that I created that helps track my calorie intake. What I like to direct your attention to is to the far right here, this chart. This chart takes in consideration of my height, which I'm 5 feet 7 inches tall, and I weigh in about 207 pounds about a week ago. Now, in order to maintain my weight, it's a formula base, and it basically states that if I were to eat around 2,600 calories per day, I'll be able to maintain that 207 pounds. Now, if I wanted to lose 1 week per pound, then I should limit my calorie intake to 2,100 calories per day. If I wanted to lose 2 pounds a week, then this formula states that I should limit my calorie intake to 1,600 calories per day. Now, I'm guessing that this is a formula base. I don't know exactly how accurate this is. We'll find out in the coming 20 weeks, but it's a gauge. I'm treating this as a gauge, and this is something that I can use as a starting point. So what I've done is I didn't want to go the extreme weight loss, and so what I wanted to do what I ended up doing was I took the average of between 2,100 calories a day and 1,600 calorie days, and I worked out to be about 1,800 calories. So assuming that I eat no more than 1,800 calories per day for 1 week, I'm projected to be able to lose 1 pound to 1.5 pounds per week. And so I'm going to go with that. And on the far left here, I track my calorie intake. For example, on Monday, I had a breakfast oatmeal, and that was about 400 calories. For lunch, I ate a veggie ham chicken omelet. That added up roughly to about 400 calories. For dinner, I had Hong Kong macaroni soup. That was about 883 calories. It was worth it. Fruits, I had an orange that day, and that's about 87 calories. I did sneak in a snack, some nuts, at about 170 calories. Now, throughout the day, I drink anywhere between 6 to 8 cups of liquid. Usually about 4 cups of water, 2 cups of tea, and maybe 1 cup of sugar drinks. On Monday, I did have a cup and a half of tea, and I usually add a sweetener called agave, just to add a little sweetness to the tea. So for Monday, if we were to add up the number of calorie intake, that added up roughly to about 2,040 calories, which was above my 1,800 calories per day threshold. Luckily, I did exercise, so I burned roughly about 385 calories. So I ended the day with a total calorie intake of 1,655. And so that's how I track my calorie intake. And so just scrolling down the week, Tuesday I had about 1,504 calorie intake. Wednesday, roughly 1,700 calories. Thursday was close to 1,800 my go, and it has to do with this very delicious beef stew noodle. I just could not resist, but still below the daily threshold. Friday, I've taken 1,700 calories. Saturday, 1,500 calories. And then on Sunday, again, it was close, about 1,600 calorie intake. What you're going to notice is I don't have a cheat day. I'm not a fan of having a cheat day, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I sort of spread out my cheat day throughout the week. So if I like to eat something, I'll probably eat it, and I'll log it for sure. But then I'll definitely portion control the food that I'm eating. Anyways, for the overall week, the goal for the week was to eat no more than 12,600 calories. Now, what I've achieved was 11,400 calories. That includes the calories that I burn as well. So I'm definitely below the goal, which is a good thing. My starting weight was at 207 pounds, ended at 204 pounds, so I lost 3 pounds. And for a visual, my 20-week weight loss challenge, my starting weight is 207 pounds. My goal in 20 weeks from now is hopefully to weigh in about 177 pounds. So week 1 result, I've completed 10% of my goal, as you can see here, and that is a magnificent start. Obviously, it's a 20-week challenge, so a lot can happen between those 20 weeks. So, but nonetheless, I'm very happy with the start, and yeah, that's just where we are.
If you stuck around thus far in this video, thank you very much. I'd like to end this week 1 status report with some key takeaways. 1, I've never really approached my weight loss in a somewhat scientific manner. This is the very first time I approached this challenge with a daily calorie goal. I track my daily calorie intake and even weigh my food at times. In a way, this sort of creates a structure that I've never had before, and I think this will be key to me succeeding in this 20-week weight loss challenge. Another key takeaway is the fact that I have started to plan out what I eat for the week. And this is going to be key because I don't have to stress what I'm going to eat for lunch, breakfast, and so I think that's going to help in the long run as well. All right, so that's about sums up week 1's progress report. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or suggestions on how I can beat this 20-week challenge, please comment below. I'll need all the support I can get. I'll see you in week 2.